All right, there we go. And Ryan, let's start with you.
All right, good morning, everybody. Let me, applications year over year continue to trend upwards. We actually had a fairly large application volume for the past week, so you'll see that little uptick there. We had almost 100 applications, so that's always exciting. We're continuing to push our 2021 graduating class to apply. Thank you to Ann. She made some calls to our dual enrolled students, our students who are 2021 grads who previously dual enrolled. So we're working on that group to continue to push them to maybe make that transition to fall enrollment. Same thing with applications. We still trend a little bit down in comparison to the fall 2020 number for these 2021 graduates. Hopefully some things like these virtual events and continued outreach to the high schools as the students are still in session to continue to make that push as we approach the fall. Summer 2021 enrollment. So I kind of put the final summer numbers on there. Total head count was 750, and you'll see the breakdown of our continuing, returning, transfer, and FIDIAC students. In comparison, when looking year over year to summer 2020, we ended up 40%, 46% in head count, 63% in credit hours, and 76% in billable credit hours compared to last summer. So huge shout out to really everybody on this enrollment services team. In my office, Valerie's office, Tracy's office, Joe for the marketing. So everybody on those teams have really worked together to make this big push to keep summer enrollment looking good and trending upwards. As we transition over to fall 2021, head count number as of yesterday was 1,077, and you'll see our breakdowns there, continuing, returning, transfer, and FIDIAC. As of beginning this week, which is when we do our week-to-week comparisons from the previous year, we're actually up 81% in head count, 74% in credit hours, and 77% on billable. So we're trending in the right direction in comparison to fall 2020 for our fall enrollment. So we continue to be busy here in our office with appointments and continuing with registrations, because that's our focus now is fall, now that summer enrollment has ceased. So that's everything that I have for us today.
Thank you, Ryan. Excellent. And great work to everyone, as you said. So huge shout outs and thank you to everyone for that. Tracy, let's go to you. Good morning.
Good morning. So regarding our WIG, we have been doing quite a bit of work still. We do have the alert system up and running. I think we made our second batch of calls this week. So we are tracking students who are taking courses outside of their path of study. At this point, it looks like we've contacted 45 students, all of them continuing or returning or transfer students, besides one, which we found last year to be the trend because all of the new students are meeting with an advisor or a counselor to pick out their courses. So that is going very well. We've had a lot of really positive responses back. A really high percentage of students are either calling back or we're getting a hold of them when we call, so that is fantastic news. In addition to this alert system, which Cassie is pretty much manning the ship on, she's working on the strategic planning tactic that doing an analysis of course transferability to the top 4 transfer institutions. And I want to share the spreadsheet that she's working on because it's awesome and it's a ton of work, but I think it'll be great for students and the divisions once we have it done. So what she's doing is analyzing any courses that she thinks should be transferring to these universities and aren't. And she's putting them in a spreadsheet and attaching syllabi for all of them. So the university syllabi for the divisions to review. Okay, so this is what she has done so far regarding this tactic. So she's working on Eastern right now. So she's identifying all of the gen ed and MTA courses that that are being offered, and then she's splitting it into division, and then she's letting the divisions know over here what courses she thinks should be transferring and aren't. And then she's attaching our syllabi just because it'll make that easier for them to review. And then once we have the syllabi from Eastern and then the other 3 universities and colleges, she'll attach the syllabi over here. And then this information will be sent to the divisions for review in hopes that we'll have more courses transferring over to those institutions. It's taking her a lot of time to do this, but I think this is probably, we talked about it, and I think this is the best route for us to get the divisions to really look at it and take some action, and hopefully getting some of those other courses to transfer. So I wanted to share that. So big kudos to Cassie.
That is great work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I think it will be very worthwhile. So we haven't had a ton of change from last week, but we did have a 2% increase of degree-seeking FIDIACs from fall 20 to fall 21 register. We are still we'll continue to do outreach to these students all summer long. So yeah, we're getting closer to our goal there, but now that summer is wrapped up, hopefully we can focus a little bit more on fall. And in addition to the other things going on in the department, we are graduating winter students right now. It does look like we'll have an increased number from last year. And kudos to Linda Roberts, because we have a very, very short time to turn these over so that we're in compliance with enrollment reporting. So she's working really hard to get those done in time for us to be in compliance with enrollment reporting. So thanks to her. That's all I have.
Excellent. Nice to see a hand up from Ryan.
Just for clarification, probably for the greater good, can you just tell us who the other schools are that Cassie's working on?
Yes. It is Eastern, Michigan State, Siena Heights, and Toledo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Joe Verkenis, how are you doing, sir?
I am good, thank you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share here. So our wildly important goal for the division when we started out was to increase web traffic to the Michigan Reconnect page by 350%, and to do that by June 1st. And I'll go quickly through this because we exceeded our goal, and I think, and we did report out on that last time when I was on vacation. Michelle did that for me. So we've updated our goal since we exceeded it. Oh, and I had a misspelling there, my bad. We're increasing it. So we're going to take it from where it's at right now, which is down here. We've actually gotten up to 5,536 as of 9:34 a.m. This morning, and what we're going to do is try to get up to 10,000 by August 25th. So that's going to be our new wildly important goal. We're going to continue to work hard on driving folks to the Michigan Reconnect site. We're doing this through a pretty integrated campaign. Michigan Reconnect billboards are now posted. You can see a picture here at all these locations, and then I took this from my car yesterday as I was in a parking lot over by the old Magic Walk on Telegraph Road, but they're in high traffic areas. And I wanted to share a couple really cool slides here that shows you everything we do out of marketing communications. We really try to tie back to data and to make sure that it's working. For things like billboards, you have to rely on traffic studies and how many people go by the billboard. But when we start to drive people to websites and we use things like email and social media, we can really see the results. So here is an email that went out to a purchased list of 100,000 emails in Monroe County and beyond. So a lot of these zip codes are even up into downriver Detroit. Some of them leak over into Lenawee County, but we really wanted to focus on folks that were interested in possibly registering, and then we had a dual message here of the Michigan Reconnect. So they could link to either one of these, and you can see there was, out of those 100,000, we had 13.46% open, so just about 13,500 folks opened those, and then you can see the clicks through to the particular websites that they clicked on that were provided in the email. And then what we do after that is then we go back to everyone that clicked and send them the email again a week later, just for some continuity and hitting them once again. And then we had a 14.3% open rate and another 168 clicks. So this is how we drive folks to the website. And then I'll show you this final slide, which is really interesting. We put the page up in mid-January. This is when the announcement came from the governor, and we put out some initial press releases. These are all those types of blast emails that we do to those folks. And there's even a couple of emails in here where we really targeted the population of adults 25 and over who did not have associate's degrees. But as we've gotten into registration, we really have to focus in on that dual message of we need you to register, as well as reaching out to the Michigan Reconnect folks. But what we're trying to accomplish is what you're seeing here. Continued interest of, every single one of these is a day on this line of 75 to 100 to a couple hundred a day. And then this is where the actual last campaign has started, and we're starting to see, this is today because we just woke up and got to work today, but that'll continue to grow. But you want to see this line up around here of 100 a day. We'll really get to our goal easily of 10,000. So that's all I have here.
That's great. Love the graphic. It really shows the impact of the effort. Fantastic job. Dr. Culler, good morning.
Good morning. Let me see
You
if I
have been
can-
working tirelessly for all these Reconnect students, and thank you and your team for all the hours that you've put in.
Yeah, are you able to see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So FAFSA's continued to go up, which is exactly what we want to see. We are nearing the point where we will be very close to finalizing our Reconnect numbers. I thought I could have final numbers today, but I realized yesterday students still had the opportunity to drop classes or potentially, get a faculty exception for a late add. So, but you can see our Reconnect numbers steadily increase from week to week. I would just like to say a huge thank you to Kelly and Lauren for every student that they've talked to on the phone. They've never failed, if the student is 25 or older, to pitch the Reconnect to Ryan's counselors, Joyce, Peggy, and Steve. They have done the same with all of the students that they have been meeting with. To Courtney, Kessie, and Allison for all of the outreach phone calls that they have made. And then for Allison and Sue in my department, our phone traffic is greatly increased, and they have just done a tremendous job making sure that they get to the phones timely, answer all the voicemails timely to really help the students. So our next step with the summer Reconnect is next week I need to work on reporting our information to the state of Michigan and requesting reimbursement for the college. At that point, we will have an opportunity to start going through student files and identify students who potentially would still have balances, who maybe just, if they qualify for Reconnect, haven't gotten to the point of applying. And we can start to do the outreach to those students to help them as well. Because with Reconnect, they can apply even as the summer semester is ongoing. So if somebody is eligible and they don't have another source of gift aid, like the Pell Grant, to pay their costs, we want to be identifying these students and reaching out to them and helping them with the Reconnect process. So we will be working on that in the upcoming weeks. We know with our Reconnect enrollment, it has been a tremendous opportunity for us to re-engage students who have stopped out. Thank you to Ryan and all of your success coaches. He is pairing all of the students who had stopped out with success coaches to help them ease back into education, make sure that they have somebody that they can easily reach out to with any questions that they have. And then finally, we are going to begin presenting on our Reconnect numbers for the fall. Our Reconnect applications for the fall right now are probably, they're quite a bit higher than the Reconnect applications for summer, and that would make sense because summer is going to be a semester of higher enrollment. So that is what I have.
Great job.